Welcome back to 12 News at 4. We are counting you down to first pitch right here on 12 News. D-backs baseball on 12 News tonight against the Nationals. First pitch is at 6:40. We are so excited to be out here, Mark. Big weekend for the D-backs.
All right. I want to bring in Will here, who has some very important information. But
This is top-notch.
let me ask you guys, because I have always been considered the king of the dad jokes.
Oh, wow.
At 12 News. For example, what do you call a shoe that a frog wears?
I don't know, Mark.
Will?
I don't.
Open-toed sandal.
This is what MC does in his free time, folks. He just sits at his desk and writes dad jokes.
Well, you're watching commercials. He's looking
Yes,
them up.
I'm looking up that. But you ran into a guy here who's from the Valley who has now hit it big telling dad jokes.
Yeah, Logan Lisle, we've talked to him for a while. He is DockTok on TikTok and Instagram, makes his living with dad jokes. And of course, they're playing the Padres, fathers in Spanish, and Father's Day is coming up. He's gonna be throwing out the first pitch. And he has made a ton of money off this, and he's made a lot of impressions based on just dad jokes. Now he's bringing DockTok to the pool.
We're in the outfield right now.
This is not a joke.
I need to be telling a dad joke and the ball just lands in the mug.
Logan Lisle, aka DockTok, standing in Chase Field, watching batting practice,
Logan.
How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
meeting Luis Gonzalez and D-backs president Derek Hall, all because Logan has become the king of dad jokes.
Oh, that's awesome.
You couldn't script it.
No, never in a million years would I think I'd be at a Diamondbacks game doing dad jokes.
Because reality is sometimes
A ball just landed right here in the pool.
funnier.
Yeah, I moved from San Diego, but I'm originally from the Bay Area. Yeah.
So you grew up Giants or?
Giants, yeah. Giants, yeah.
We got to turn you into a fan, I hear.
I guess so.
Logan's throwing out the first pitch on Father's Day at the D-backs game.
They wanted to promote some Father's Day stuff, and me doing dad jokes made sense. Have you guys seen the channel? Okay.
Logan's channel, DockTok, has millions of followers. It's Logan, his family, and now some celebrities.
How about the convenience store beer theft?
Yeah, it's a cold case.
Sitting on a dock telling dad jokes. It became so popular, Logan's calendar is now booked with major events.
Yeah, I get to do this with Diamondbacks, and then in about a month and a half, I go to New York to shoot with hopefully Adam Sandler, but some of the cast to promote Happy Gilmore too.
But Logan lives in Phoenix, where there's no dock. No dock at Chase Field either, but they have the next best thing. And to man that dock,
Just tell the joke, pause, and it does well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Logan, Derek Hall, and Gonzo.
I used to hate facial hair. Then it grew on me. It's just awkward, you know what I mean? It's the more awkward, the better.
I just found out I'm colorblind. The diagnosis came out of purple.
I was wondering why the ball kept getting bigger. Then it hit me.
I asked my gym instructor if he could teach me how to do the splits. He said, "How flexible are you?" I said I could beat her on Tuesday.
I asked my friend Sam to sing a song about the iPhone. And then Sam sung. I think it was a Samsung one.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dad jokes were the gateway
And yeah, I get to do cool things like this. It's fun.
to much bigger docks.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Logan.
Thank you,
I
guys.
appreciate it.
You guys are awesome.
All right, we got some dad jokes for you guys.
Okay.
And you know, the entire point is that this is supposed to be awkward, and they're supposed to be terrible. So keep that in mind.
And as a dad who tells them often, they're always awkward.
Exactly.
King of
exactly.
dad jokes. I just learned that. New nickname for you. MC.
All right,
Okay,
let's
here
go.
we go. What do you call a group of men waiting in line for a haircut?
Mark.
A barbecue. I need a coffee mug to really pull off the DockTok.
I like
All right.
that one.
What do we get?
Oh,
Jam?
is it our turn? Oh, you're holding on. I don't need that. I got my own.
Your
All right. How do trees get on the internet? They log in.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went mushroom hunting? It's got a good morale at the end.
There's always one that makes you break, and that was
Are
it.
we awful? These are terrible. Is this entertaining? This is what we're going to do all day?
I love it. By the way, one quick thing about DockTok, he's not even a dad.
The world
Final twist.
That's
focused
wrong,
on
man.
dad.
You shouldn't be able to tell him if you're not a
Yeah,
dad.
exactly. Yeah, MC, the king of dad jokes, has now revoked his joke-telling status, right? Will, that was awesome.
was awesome,
we
man.
appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Don't forget D-backs baseball tonight on 12 News. First pitch is at 6:40 tonight against the Nationals, a big-time series for the D-backs. We got 7 games left right here on 12 News throughout the summer and early on into the fall. And tonight, of course, the Nationals, a big-time game. D-backs got to start winning. They've lost 7 of their last 8. Let's bring in Jake Garcia, who was in the clubhouse, and talk with manager Torey Lavelle. Jake, I don't know if there's must-wins in May,
Right.
but this sure feels like it for the D-backs,
does.
right?
And you know how severe things got. I realize I'm taking the seat right now of the guy who's talking about dad jokes, but for Torey Lavelle today, it was a message from his mom, actually, that he's consulting during this time of crisis, this time of need. She told him, throw analytics out the window, go out there and manage with your gut. So you know what he did? He put together a lineup that is reflective of how he feels, his gut instinct. Geraldo Perdomo is batting third
I know,
tonight.
Jake, I thought that was awesome. Like,
yeah.
he's been awesome at the bottom of that lineup.
And it's not just the first time he's batted third this season, first time he's batted third in his entire career. He's a guy that we know for, batting at the bottom of the lineup, being the spark plug. But the truth is, this year, he's been one of the D-backs three best hitters, and tonight he's being rewarded for all those things. And I think Torey Lavelle is taking a message maybe from the fan base to heart a little bit. He's drawn a lot of criticisms for not being reactionary enough, for not ruling more with an iron fist, for being too loyal to certain guys. And tonight, I think this lineup reflects the fact that he's trying to shake up the aura that this team has going right now. Here's what he had to say.
Look, it's my job to be fluid. My job to make adjustments, and we're averaging close to right around 5 runs a game, which is solid, which is great. We did a little bit over that last year, and we had a great offensive year. But I've got to put a balanced lineup out there. I've got to be able to make adjustments. I've been very stubborn with being kind of late to the show, late to the party with making those adjustments. But I felt like he's one of our best hitters and deserves to get that extra at bat. A player that's hitting third gets more at-bats than a player that's hitting ninth, and I like that bunch together. That's why I like them hitting ninth, turning it over to Corbin and then Marte. Now they're bunched together just in a little bit different way.
Guys, so far this season, Perdomo's hit a combination of first, second, seventh, or ninth, but almost all of those starts have been when either Corbin Carroll's out of the lineup or Ketel Marte has been injured, sick, out of the lineup, getting a day of rest. So now you have all 3 of those guys back to back to back, and I think it could be a pretty fun, sequence in the order. They've been their 3 best hitters this season.
Yeah, and that's the key. You want guys to get on base. Perdomo's been one of their best hitters all season long, shown some power, shown some pop too as well, which is always good to see.
All right, managing with passion. Look for that tonight from Torey. Less analytics. This is from his mom. More from the gut. Maybe it'll pay off. We'll see. Now let's check in.